It looks like we're good to go. What's going on? I'm Galaxy Blades. Welcome to this first live stream. I've recorded a few other videos before if you checked out my channel, so now I am starting a Unreal Engine Devlog / tutorial series where I'm going to go over the current project I'm working on, Project EAD, and just talk a little about what I'm doing, show some things, maybe get some tips from other people in the community, and we'll see where it goes from there. I have a couple different things sketched out in the good old schedule. So yeah, if you like it, show that, get that big light, subscribe to the channel. I'm planning on doing these at least once a week, and I'll be going over a bunch of different topics and probably make a list somewhere, either on YouTube in like a description thing, or I haven't even got that far yet. But we're gonna just hop in to the engine, and let me just make sure I didn't just mess up my thing. Okay, now we're all good. So this is my current test level. It's called training right now, but it might be like the level that you're gonna see the most until I update it. That's coming up, but I want to get a lot of important features in first and foremost. So just to show some things off, I'm actually going to be using a Switch controller. The 8-bit Do Pro 2. It just happened to be a controller I have on hand. My other Xbox controller doesn't do super great. Doesn't do super great with my computer. There's footsteps sound like bombs going off in my ears, so let me just turn that down. Yeah, so shout out to the homie Cameron. He helped me, he created this character here that I have set up, and I'm just gonna do something super quick so that doesn't get annoying. I had my inputs being read for some debug stuff, but we really don't need that this very moment, so I'm gonna change that and we can get back into it. So for this video, I want to show off some key things just with the character and with the training room, so that if you want to hop into what I'm doing, you at least got a jumping off point. So I'm just going to disconnect this old thing here. This is the log I was doing just to track inputs. Yeah, so this is my starting character. He doesn't really have a name, but this is in this game, but this is Gallon. So you're going to be seeing him a lot. Hope you like him. He has a couple simple movements, just left, right, forward, back. The classic stuff. In the right corner of the screen, you can see that the left trigger is used to aim. LB is a hotkey button. I'm going to go over that in detail later. That took some work on my part to set up. And basic melee attacks currently slash. You do it 3 times in succession. Player does 3 attacks. Continuous 2s. And by alternating, or basically when you hit the aim button while attacking, the character will do a special move or like a heavy attack. See if I can get to 3. Okay. So a couple different attack options with him. they need, and OBS just told me it's disconnecting and that it reconnected. So I may be having some internet issues, it looks like. So hopefully it's good for right now. All my diagnostics are saying it's good. So if anything goes wrong in the chat, let me know. I'll rewatch this and check it out. So other than that, RB is dodge roll. Hit the wrong button. Can dodge roll in any direction, but not diagonally yet. So I want to mess with that in the future. And then, of course, if you aim and then attack, you do a projectile attack, which currently isn't working, which is something that I'm going to be fixing because it definitely was before. So yeah, that's some of the simple controls for the character at the moment. It looks like it's a little bit cut off from the screen. So let me just full screen this. Should have been full screen the whole time. So little things like that I need to get used to. You can see also on the right, there's A, B, X, Y buttons. So those are going to be the skills. For this project, the skill system's a little, I don't know the exact word for it. Might be a little complex, but I like it. And it was one of my goals for this project to create a skill system like this. I was inspired by Final Fantasy XIV's skill system and their hotkeys, and I tried to basically get it working on a controller. So I'm going to do a deep dive on that skill system in a later video. This skill system on a later video, but programmed all this myself. Of course, the particle effects I'm going to be using from Unreal Engine and various VFX sources. Definitely recommend downloading some free VFX sources. So right now, there's a fire blade. There's a couple different skill types that you'll see with the highlighted or the lettered parentheses. M is for melee attacks. R is for ranged attacks. You can have a ranged and melee attack equipped at the same time. D stands for defensive attack. And after a certain duration, the shield expires. And yeah, so when you do ranged, you can see that now it's changed to more of a, it's blue, but it's supposed to be water. A water effect instead of a fire effect. And then if we equip Firestorm, it's going to be a fire effect now also, as well as a fire effect on the melee. And by pressing the button again, it unequips that skill. So now I've unequipped the fire melee attack. Now the ranged melee, the ranged attack is still equipped. So it'll still turn fiery when the fire one's equipped. Water and the water one's equipped. So yeah, that's the current skill system. Gonna go into some deep dive of that, but I just want to show everything right now. I guess I also would like to focus on adjust this slightly so it doesn't look like my dimensions are just completely off. We're going to show some of the other stuff on the training screen. If anybody knows how to get this accessibility stuff off of Unreal Engine 5, I am begging you. I've looked up stuff, I've messed with the settings, and maybe I'm just stupid. I haven't been able to figure it out. But so we have the character's name here. His name's EAD for right now. The player will have the ability to pick their name when the game starts, but it's the current placeholder. We have health, stamina, and mana. Right now, health and stamina recharges. I'm gonna set up mana to recharge as well, but I kind of want to mess around with the values of that a little bit, so haven't necessarily done that yet. And basically, when the character attacks or uses an ability, in this case, if we use like Mana Shield, for example, it's supposed to consume mana. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Fireblade consumes mana. Looks like the shield doesn't just yet. So again, stuff I'm going to be playing around with, trying to make work a little bit better, and I'm going to take you take you with me on the way. I keep on accidentally hitting that button. So, we got the health, stamina, and mana bars. Let's see. Essence is going to be the current placeholder name for the currency. I like that name, so I want to keep it, but it may change depending on what happens. And in this little box here, we have items, and the player can scroll through items, and these would be stuff they like pick up and can use in the game. They'll be their name's super simple right now, so that I know what each one is, and it's super obvious to the people watching. So the current idea is that we select using the D-pad left and right, and that when we want to use whatever item, we press up on the D-pad to use it. So obviously these items aren't working yet, but I just wanted to put in a placeholder and make sure that stuff's working, at least from a visual standpoint. And let's see, next we'll go over the menus. So a couple simple things just right here in the top left corner. Menu, you'll be able to select the character and the companions. We're going to go over companions a little bit later. I don't know how long I want this to be, but at least when we go over the stuff in the training room. You can rename using this screen. So this is in the way, something I'm going to have to fix. I'm just going to make it Galaxy because that's me. So Galaxy and enter, or you can click that confirm button. And my face, I realize, is in the way. So I'm going to move, and you can see now that the name has changed to Galaxy on here, and Galaxy right here in the bottom. Okay, my face won't be in the way here, so I'm going to move it here. Yeah, so simple rename stuff. You can see the player character's stats, and there's a tab for skills. So right now the skill menu looks like it's a little broken. I know what's going on there, so I'm gonna fix that probably in a later video. But so player will be able to equip, edit, and remove the skills so that you can kind of mix and match whatever skill set you want to have going into the fights. Stats, real simple. Purple is the essence that you need to spend to upgrade these stats. Super simple right now, just so I can test the numbers and make sure they work. And these will have real changes to the characters. How much damage they do, how fast they move. Difference between having speed 1 and speed 2 are going to be a little, slight, but between speed 1 and 10 will be super great. Player's ability to just move across the map. And of course, each one is going to affect, skills, abilities, stuff like that. Also changes character size. That's definitely in the works as well, so that's not super broken or ridiculous. So yeah, those are all the stats. That's the skills. That's just the current, I guess, character menu. I probably need to change that from menu to character menu. Also, I have a character select screen here. The plan for the full release of the game is that at the start, the player is going to either be able to manually select it or randomized, or maybe go through a trivial style thing, kind of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I really love games that start off with that, where you have to enter in something, it's a little personality traits and or how you at least you want your character to be portrayed, and you get a character kind of based on that. So right now I only have 3 playable characters, but I'm planning on adding a ton more because Unreal really makes it kind of easy, at least the way I'm going to be doing it. So you have the normal warrior, I have a spider, and then I have a little golem. For each one, you can change the colors. For the warrior, I have like a dark skinned, shiny light skinned type look. And then for the spider, there's a couple different colors there. This spider is one of the Unreal Engine free enemies. I think it's from the Infinity Blade, something like that pack. And this little golem here, if you've played Paragon, they'll look familiar to you. They're little minions from Paragon. So definitely going to be using a lot of the resources, free resources from stuff like that, because they're free and we can use them. So for this project, I definitely want to take advantage of stuff like that. So also, each one starts with different skills. Sorry. So for the warrior, his dodge ability is. Oops. I wonder if that updates. Yeah, it's dodge roll, but it looks like it doesn't change to dash. And for uh, the spider and golem, their movement abilities are dash. Well, that's something I gotta fix. And I need the dashes to be a little bit more visually appealing and also have the character face the direction that they're dashing in, or at least an effect to let you know the dash is happening, because right now you can't really tell the difference between a walk and a dash. So that's another thing I'm gonna touch up on that has to do with a little bit of the animation particle effect stuff. So we're definitely be seeing this project grow and change over these videos. So that's pretty much it for the character select screen. Next is the title screen. If you back out for this, I'm still in the editor, so it's just going to close the game, but I want to show the title screen and kind of how I did that as well, because I tried to make it more interesting than standard title screen. And pressing Y sends you to the map to start the game. So it's not really in the tutorial, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Next, well, so actually, I'm going to end it there. I want to kind of keep these short and sweet. For longer ones, we're going to go in depth to some of these things that I'm working on, some mechanics that I'm setting up, and hopefully I can get some of your input. Later on, we'll be diving into the code and seeing how a lot of this stuff works in the background. So maybe if you want to create an Unreal Engine project similar to this, or even if it's completely different, hopefully some of the stuff that I am working on will help you, figure out how to make your game and give you some tips on Unreal. So uh, that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. It's a work in progress, and progress will be made. And yeah, thanks for watching.